We scrapped and battled tonight. Proud of my team. This was a dangerous game. I was very concerned coming into this game, considering the injury. Sorry, you're good. The injury issues that we've had on the front court. So, but we really competed defensively. It was our best half in the first half of getting deflections, and it got us in a position where we're getting stops, and thought we might be able to run on Sam Houston in transition. They play very hard. We thought that might have been something that we could exploit, and fortunately we had the stops that we're able to get some baskets in transition. So it's fun to watch the guys play that way tonight.
You feel the win against Vanderbilt created maybe some momentum that carried over to tonight?
Just overall, just feeling better. We're still finding ourselves. It's still not the entire way there, and as we hopefully add pieces that that aren't available right now as we go over the next few weeks, I think we have a chance to incorporate those guys, and then we'd have a chance. Sean right now, just getting him back and getting him healthy is going to be important. So we're, I think some of the things that stood out for me in the game was, again, our bench taking a step with Braylon's defense and activity, and then Akil just laying out on the floor for a loose ball is probably the best thing we did all night. And then Jemiah, 8 defensive rebounds. If we have some limitations with our size, and to be just completely honest, I mean, they looked more like a power conference team in warm-ups than we did, but we compensated for not having, that girth in the inside with just like a lot of will and athletic ability. So it was good to see the guys play, with that type of energy on defense.
It's something you've been talking a lot about, just the competitive nature and turning defense into offense.
It's something that should be a strength of ours, and we pressed a little bit early and wanted to see what they did with that, and that worked pretty well. But then once we were able to establish the advantage, I even asked our team, "What do you want to go back to that?" And they said, "No, let's just sit down and keep getting stops." And so we stayed more in our man defense at that point. But I thought our defensive communication was very good for most of the game. It was a lot of switches on point, and we do have a lot of guys that are kind of similar size and are interchangeable, so we could switch majority of things on defense with this team.
Did you ask that kind of team to make the switch defensively? When did that happen in the game?
I'm sorry?
When did that happen in the game to ask the team if they wanted to make the switch defensively?
That was like, late in the half as we, had pretty good control of the game. I had to call timeout when they cut it to 10, but outside of that, when they had, I think, 6 straight or 7 straight to cut into our lead. But outside of that, the defense was rock solid, and it's just so they wanted to keep, keep guarding, keep making things difficult, and so that was that was what they wished for. I mean, they're not always going to get what they want, but in that case, it was something we wanted to do.
Brady Collins just seems to continue to be an elite defender.
Yeah, I mean, he's again, another good steal game. He was kind of flirting with with the triple double, and so just with the rebounding and some good passing, and so he had a really good all around game, as you hope your point guard would.
I like Jose setting kind of that presence down on the offensive level when you're on the game, backing this guy down low. I know he talked about that when he got here, but just from him tonight, I mean, even if the three-pointer is not going, just him setting that tempo down low.
Yeah, it's important to have balance in your offense and the ability when things are going a little sideways that you could get a high percentage shot. We were able to do that, I think, right off the timeout when it was 29-19, and go to Jose, and he got us a basket to immediately get the lead and get us going again. And just, again, without Sean Phillips, and Sean it was a guy that I thought, based on the whole summer, we'd be able to throw it inside to him, play through him some inside out. But Jose is kind of taken more of that role to do that, and he could create, very creative, crafty around the basket, and he could pass.
Worried about the free throws at all? It seems like it's been a continuing issue.
Yeah, I mean, we shot him well versus Vandy, didn't shoot him well. Brian last year did not shoot free throws well. He's worked hard on it. When it left his hand, it looked pretty good to me from my angle. The ball didn't go in. And some other guys struggled with it as well. But yeah, we probably certainly have to hopefully clean that up. But For this game, you know, with this team, to handle this team that way was impressive for me with all that we're going through on the injury front, and to be able to do that against a team that again lost by 3 at Ole Miss, and Ole Miss just beat NC State by 20 last night. So we needed to play well in order to have this type of result.
What makes this team so good in transition, and is that kind of just your goal moving forward, to be kind of the bread and butter of the offense this season?
Well, they're naturally gifted athletes that could change ends. You know, Frankie Collins, Gaffney, Jemiah Neal, all guys that you know really excel in the open court with their athletic ability, and they, you know, particularly Frankie with. You know, I think he left his feet one time and didn't make the right play, but I think he had 7 assists, 1 turnover, or something like that. So he's like really good. Jemiah could get to the basket. Jose makes good decisions in transition. You know, he rewarded Gaffney with a lob when he could have probably taken the shot himself. So we just need more sacrifice like that, and I think we have a chance to be pretty good.
When you have so many injuries, it's good to see the freshmen Green and Watson really stepping up lately. Have been pleased with the development so far?
Yeah, these are great learning experiences for them, and again, if we didn't have the injuries we had and still waiting on other non-injury related news relative to a key player for us, then you know who knows if we would see what we're able to see now, and it's great that they're having a really positive impact on what we're doing.
Coach, it feels like Jose Perez is finally kind of settling into his role. What have you seen from him over the last couple of weeks, kind of unlocking some?
Just he knows his game, and it's just a matter of his teammates understanding it, coaching staff feeling more comfortable with him. He was very efficient again, 9 of 13, and so that type of efficiency is important. And when we get back to the bench, I think the key thing for guys like Braylon Green and Akil Watson is the guys that start need to perform the way they can, and they did the last 2 games. Like the starters played well. The guys that are our top core really have played better. And then that takes the pressure off guys like that, where they're not thrown into the fire in a bad situation. So the more that we could get off to good starts with our first unit and kind of protect those guys as they come in and they're still learning and developing, that would be helpful.
What are some positive indicators as you see it when your team is performing well offensively?
Well, it's showing me that we have you know, will and determination, because we're still, you know, we can't just go get the ball off the basket. We got to have guys fighting for it, and there were a lot of 50-50s that we came up with the basketball, and again, a guy like Jemiah Neal getting 8 rebounds was huge for us. Like, our guards got to be able to rebound, because we're, you know, right now dealing with multiple injuries to our front court. So, and we fought, and again, we held our opponent to 35% from the field. So they're showing me that they're willing to guard and get stops. They're committed to doing that, and they're just playing as hard as they can.
Got Jemiah and who else we got? Jose's coming in.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.